Hi, I'm so glad you found my channel, Sweet Uniquities, where everything I do here is always sweet and custom for your event, making it a true uniquity. Today we're going to do something fun for the start of fall, and that's fondant fall leaf cupcake toppers. Aren't they pretty? Lots of fun colors, lots of cute designs. I'm going to show you how you can make these simply and have something to impress all your friends for the fall holiday season. So let's jump into today's project. All right, so for today's project, you're gonna just need a tray full of stuff. I know it's overwhelming and it seems like a lot of stuff, and it actually is a lot of stuff, but a lot of this you will already have, and a lot of it you don't actually need. I'm just kind of extra. And some of this you'll already have and be able to make shift with what you do have in your home. So to get started, for fall leaf cupcake toppers, I recommend baby shower color, a fondant. So at this point, you're probably thinking, why is she showing me pink for fall leaf cupcake toppers? I thought she kind of knew what she was doing, and you will probably find most of the time I have no idea what I'm doing. But when it comes to fall leaf toppers, I think it's a great way to start. And if you start with the baby pinks, blues, yellows, greens, excuse me, not blue, there's no blue. No blue, don't use blue. But anyway, the pink, the yellow, and the green, you have a nice base to really add warmth and depth so that your colors are achieved more quickly and more purely than if you start with a flat white. So I recommend using the pastels. If you look at the back of this leaf, you can still see the pink, but when I turn it over, you can see how beautiful it made into a fall leaf topper. So trust me. There are also a few other things that you're gonna need, and we're gonna talk about them as I demonstrate. So let's get started with the actual development of the leaf. All right, so first what I would recommend doing is putting a little cornstarch on your work surface. I have granite. Granite is very easy to work with fondant. If you don't have granite, that's okay. You may need to use, if you have Formica, you possibly might need some type of a rolling mat so that it doesn't stick as much to, I just don't know, I can't speak to some of the other types of countertops. You can go to a countertop store, a granite place, and actually get a little slab of granite and use that for if you're going to do fondant a lot. It's nice to have a little granite surface. So take the fondant, and then what you're going to do is you're going to add either some CMC powder or Tylose powder, they also call it. And you don't need a lot, and I don't measure, and I know it's maddening. That's actually too much. We're going to put a little bit more in here. So I put a little bit in there. I'm kind of a culinary deviant, so I don't actually measure. There's not a lot of like methodology to my madness. I just do what I want to do. So you need to add the Tylose or the CMC powder to fondant because it will allow your product to harden. So if you look at this leaf, you can see if I tap it, you can probably hear it's hard. It's fragile because it's very thin, but it is hard, and it has allowed me, because it's hard, to paint on it or to add the colors to it. So you definitely need to add something, because otherwise it's like Play-Doh, and it's like Play-Doh, and it will kind of dry like Play-Doh. It'll kind of get crusty, but it won't really get hard enough for you to work on it and to develop it. So you need to add something to it. So you just really need to work it in really well. And once you think it's in, then you need to do a little bit more, because you want it dispersed really evenly so that all parts of your product will harden equally. Okay. So then I like to just kind of flatten it out, and then I use a little rolling pin. And if you think about things in nature like butterflies and flowers and leaves, they're thin, they're not thick, right? So here, that's pretty thin, that's good. So that's kind of the key to making things seem more realistic, is having them to be similar to what they are in their real environment. So it's okay to have thicker leaves. You don't have to make them thin. They're not going to look quite as real, but they're going to be easier to work with, because the thinner they are, the more fragile they are, and the tips will break off and whatever, but that's okay. So I have a leaf veining mat. You don't need these. I use these a lot because I do a lot of leaves. But you don't have to have these. You can actually just use like a butter knife or something like that to add veining. But if you put it down on your fondant and then you press really hard, I don't know, can you see that? Can you see the veins in there? Those are, man, those are great, aren't they? So then what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take, I'm using cookie cutters, and I just got a package of like 9 after the season a few years ago, like at Walmart or whatever. So you just place it where the vein, center vein, is down the middle. I use the same mat for almost everything I do. Rose leaves, I use it for peony leaves, maple leaves. I'm not really a culinary perfectionist when it comes to, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm sorry, not culinary, horticultural. I'm not really horticulturally accurate. So you can do it however you want to. I just use the same veining mat because I think it's so pretty. So then we have our leaf. So there you go. Can you see that? So pretty. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a foam mat. This you don't actually have to do, but I think, sorry for the noise. I think it's nice because it adds more, a thinner edge around your leaf, making it look more realistic. So basically use a ball tool. This is a plastic one. I've never worked with the metal ones. I would like to. I got this in a kit because I use ball tools a lot. There's other tools, but you just kind of do circular motions around the edges, thinning them out like that. You can do a little in the middle if your middle is a little thick, but you definitely don't want to work out the veining that you put in. So once you have the edges kind of, you know, see how they kind of turn up a little bit? Then take some aluminum foil and scrunch it up and then put it on your foil so that it will dry with dimension and give your leaf movement. So if you look at this leaf, you can kind of see, if I would have dried it flat, it wouldn't look nearly as interesting visually as if, you know, since I dried it on the foil. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this dry and get hard, and then we'll come back and we'll add color to it. So I will see you later. Okay, so I am back and the toppers are hard. I normally let them cure overnight, but just because I thought I'm never gonna get this video posted in the season if I don't get this done today. So they cured for probably 8 hours, so they are hard enough that I can work with them. The coloring that we're gonna put on the toppers are mostly of Petal Dust. And Petal Dust, if you think about matte eyeshadow, that's kind of what it is. It's a powdered, flat, matte color. So we're gonna use that to add the warmth and the depth to the toppers. And then I have one sheen, it's a luster dust, that's more like a sparkle, and it adds just a little bit of elevation from the matte, and I love that because I love sparkle. So we're gonna add the dimension with the color right now, and I have 3 different pink leaves here. We are going to try to make worthy of the fall season. So here we go. Okay, so the brushes that I use, I actually get from generally the Dollar Tree. I don't like to spend a lot of money on the brushes because I stain them. Sometimes they're not reusable. So I just buy inexpensive brushes. Makeup brushes are the best because they are fluffy and you can blend well with. So I like, you know, inexpensive e.l.f. and Wet n Wild brushes. You can get them, you know, at any place, you know, wherever you buy your makeup brushes. Just don't use your MAC brushes, please. So what we're gonna do here, there's no right or wrong here. It's always a little scary when you start, though, I'll be honest. This color here is called Poinsettia, and you want to start light because you can always add more. So for this, I'm going to just start kind of on the edge, and that was not enough. Kind of tap the color into the pot, and then just start adding some color around the edge. These are still kind of soft, people. I'm telling you, but it's okay. It's still gonna work. Just not gonna be, they're got to be extra careful because they'll bend. So, a little darker on the edge, and then with the little bit that's left on the brush, kind of bring it in towards the middle. But blend, blend, blend is very good. So tell me, what is your favorite thing to do in the fall? Do you guys, is it that you like, and this is called lobster. It's kind of a little more orangey. Do you like to go to fall festivals? Do you like just engaging in all things pumpkin? Do you wait all year to go to Starbucks to get your pumpkin latte? What do you love about fall? I think my favorite thing actually is wearing cozy sweaters. I feel like it's just my favorite thing. I love that. So just adding more color, blending. So it's really starting to change. I don't know if you can, though my lighting keeps changing because at the time of day I've got a lot of windows in this house. So this one's called Red Velvet. I love that name. Gotta love that. So just add more color as you need to. Use a different brush. Kind of add a little bit more. The ones I did before are a little deeper. I might try to do this one just a tad bit lighter. I love this one that I did. I really think that it looks like a Japanese maple. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more lobster down the middle, some orange. Okay, that really changed it. Just keep blending. So tell me what kinds of videos you might like to see. Are there some special occasions you would like to see what I could do to create something unique for an event you have coming up? Do you need some ideas? I mean, Christmas is coming, right? So lots of fun stuff that we can do for the winter season. And if you like this video, you might be the only one, but I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe and give me a thumbs up. This is my first video, so I've got a lot to learn as far as shooting and all of that. Okay, so here in it, this is actually, it's pretty soft, and I apologize for that. It is not nearly as sturdy as these had been. But right now, there's really not a sheen on this guy. But the colors, and I should wash my hands. Just a second. We're gonna should add that layer of really just a nice little sheen. So I'm gonna start in the middle. Oh gosh, I love, what that does. Oh guys, I wish that you could really see what that luster does. It adds such a pretty sheen, and it picks up all that veining. As I mentioned earlier, if you don't have a veining mat and you don't want to invest in it, you can just put some little lines in it with like a butter knife, something that's not real sharp. You don't want to go through your fondant. Oh, that one turned out pretty. Okay. All right, so I don't know if you can really see the colors really well, but it really did turn out beautiful. So, and when you put them on the cupcakes, they just really come to life. The colors are awesome. The movement is there. They just really say fall. So I know wherever you wind up taking these beautiful cupcakes, they are going to be like, oh my gosh, I had no idea you were such a creative genius. And you'll be like, it was nothing, just 2 days of my life. No, just kidding. But truly, I hope you try this project. It does not have to be complicated. You can make it as simple or complicated as you would like. But until next time, have a sweet and unique day. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing Mr. Creepy Skullman Cupcake Toppers for our next video. You will be sure to want to see that one. So thanks so much for watching and have a great day.